okay, how can I create a challenge around that? He tells the story of these, I want to say, this juicing group or company where they sell people the like it's a subscription service. They sell people the recipes plus ingredients. So you become a part of their group, or you sign up for it, and they send Simple Green Smoothies. That's what it's called. Uh, and then they send you a box with the ingredients and the recipe, and you make all of these greens. Well, they have a 30-day challenge of where you come in and you like. Hold on. Oh yeah. So subscribers will receive a weekly email with 5 smoothie recipes and a shopping list for the week. These challenges are a way to invite casual fans to become subscribers, but they're also a way to rapidly turn those subscribers into engaged members of the community as new subscribers shop for their green smoothies and acclimate to what for many of them is a radical new way. So basically, like 30 days, they get these things. Now, one of the nice, interesting, great things about it is they only run these 30-day challenges uh, every so often. It's not like a rolling 30-day challenge. I know a lot of brands who have these rolling 30-day challenges, but the reason why they only do them so often is so that the brand creators can actually be really involved in those in with their customers and stuff.
Well, scarcity also creates value.
Yes, it does. Um, and,
If you're
and
doing
it's
something
important.
every month, then somebody's like, "No, I'll just do it next month. I'll do it next month.
Hmm.
I'm busy." If you do it like twice a year, people are like, you know what? If I don't do it now, it's 6 months, or maybe they won't do it again.
Right. Exactly. It's super important to be able to do all of that, or to do both of what you're talking about. Do to do the challenge and to be involved in the challenge with people, but also at the same time to um, create that scarcity to try and drive people to actually do it. Because in a lot of ways, it's like the altruist of creating that altruistic view of creating that scarcity is that you really do want people to have life change and everything, especially with like this, with healthy eating and healthy lifestyles. So you really do want to like push that life change and everything. So where exactly like you said, if you were had a rolling challenge every month or every like constantly going on, so like you could join that 30-day challenge at any time, um, that is like people put it off. So there is going to like there's the likelihood of actually creating and instigating that life change for people is going to drop significantly.
Yep.
Um, but if you create that scarcity and you like push that, the opportunity of you creating that life change in your customers is much higher. So not only are you going to make more sales, but you're also going to actually make real change. And one of the great aspects of making that real change, and this is the non-altruistic aspect of it, I guess, is, oh, you've created a customer for life. So
Yeah, yeah. So if your model is based on rolling 30-day challenges, for example, or rolling 7-day challenges, perhaps you, even though you're doing them constantly, right?
yep.
Maybe just twice a year, open it up to registration,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
do the free one twice a year to let people get involved.
Hmm. My big thing is, I don't necessarily want to. Or so my big thing would be like the rolling challenges. I think that's good for some brands.
Yeah,
Um, like a rolling 30-day code challenge can be good for some brands. I think that's not a bad idea.
I think it's good for
Uh,
coaching, sports.
yeah, no, well, yeah, that can be it. But at the same, like I think but I also think that for like one-on-one touches and stuff, I don't think it always works. Um,
Mm,
because what you want to do is refine that challenge over time as well. So like you do it every other month, So you do it for 1 month, and then the next month you're building up to the next challenge, and while you're building up to it, you're reflecting and adjusting from the previous month to the new so that the next month you can do a rolling challenge, things like
Yep.
that.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's one of the ways that I think about it, because like take this juicing one for example. They're giving people five recipes, so them not opening it up every single like a rolling challenge allows them to change their juice recipes on occasion. So then that way there's variety for people, and that's kind of really nice. I think at least so. Or they can figure out, okay, well, nobody liked this one. Everybody said that this tasted horrible. Let's never put this on the recipe menu again, type thing. So, anyway.
Yeah, but I have some ideas for we'll talk about later because I'm looking at what you can do with a 30-day challenge and how you reward people,
Yes.
and to time in gamification is always such a big deal.
Well, and the gamification is the most important aspect of it, because there has to be a reward. If you do a 30-day challenge of, okay, well, get this many signups for something. Okay, fine. It's easy. Like you can go and easily get so many signups for something. Okay, but what's the reward? Is the reward the
Right.
signups, or is it something else? That's the issue.
I'd have to say the reward is my undying love for a few minutes.
Only a few minutes.
I
Wow.
mean, it is undying.
It doesn't die during those few minutes, but afterwards.
Afterwards, it's another challenge.
Yep. The other thing that you can do to pull people into your brand is to open up the factory doors, is what he calls them. Just show
Yep.
them behind the scenes. Go ahead.
Yep.
What?
Well, I like that because the story he gives, right, where back in the days of when they were starting industrialization,
Yeah.
everything was so secret. Then you
No,
started
no,
letting
no,
people
no.
into.
That's not the case. Hold on.
Hmm?
In 1790, the first factory was built in America, a cotton spinning mill in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Over the next several decades, thousands more would pop up across the country. Oh, wait, yeah, tended to be very secret. Doors were, never mind, 1890s, that's what it was. I said that wrong. You're right. You are right. I am wrong.
I'm always
in,
right.
in the late 1890s, that's when they started opening everything up because people became super interested in it.
Well, yeah,
And a
just
lot
think
of it
about
is,
the beer wine tour. I mean,
yeah,
same thing.
yeah. And a lot of it is like, okay, so you're my side business is a product. Okay, I'm making something to sell. And if you're like me and you have a business like that, there's going to be a hesitation of, well, if I show people what I'm doing, maybe they're going to be able to replicate it, and then they won't need me anymore. No, that's not true. What I've found is that if you show everything and you show what you're doing, people are far more interested in it. Because when you start doing, because people are like, ooh, that's really cool. It's cool to see, like, people get very invested in the process of making something. Um, there's a show he points out called How It's Made, and it's been going on for like 20 years, and people just it's super popular, and it's just video of showing each aspect of manufacturing something. Now, part of the reason why people why showing people the process behind everything is safe is because, hey, guess what? Most people are not going to want to pay the money that you paid to create that process or to go through and do that process. Like, people are not going to want to
Yep.
go through and be like buy all the equipment and do it themselves. They're
Yeah.
just more interested in seeing it.
Oh, yeah.
So,
And if they do, there's a good chance they'll become a fan.
yes. Yep. I mean, in my side business community and everything, everybody like buys from everybody else. It's kind of funny. It,
Uh-huh.
it is. It's just fun. It's cool. Like, everybody supports everybody. It's not that, like, you know, it's fun.
Hmm.
So, okay,
And
so
what I
that's
like about that is he goes into it and he says, there's a section called "Give Your audience something to share,
Yes.
right? So it's kind of fun to think about. You open up your process,
Yep.
and you invite the community into your business. You give them something to share. We talked about this a little bit on the last call. We touched on it,
Uh-huh.
and maybe like you give something to share, but you also give them something they could buy into that's special that they can only get on that event.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I mean, I think that's important. Speaking of events and behind the scenes stuff, like what you can also do is pull, like you can create. He calls it a gig,
Hmm.
because he's drawing very much from the music industry, but it's just meetups and stuff. So like you could do these behind the scenes things in combination with meetups where you pull people together and be like, okay, come join me to as we're doing X, Y, and Z, and let's go ahead and have a talk. Let's hang out and chat and get to know each other. And that's like the super, like that's the power of actually being together. Humans are social creatures, so when you give them the opportunity to be social with each other, it ends up creating and building a community. Our people kind of have a shared
Come
interest.
together,
Yeah.
right here under me.
Yep. Yep. um so like you can do a behind the scenes meetup and say, hey, everybody, come join me for, I don't know, this coding session that I'm going to be doing for this client. I'm going to be working on this. Why don't you come and join me and just like follow along and we can talk and catch up. And so you're essentially showing people behind the scenes what's going on, but you're also bringing them together to communicate and talk with each other. So that's really cool. um,
Yeah.
yep. Another big thing is like you got to name your community. You got to give them
Oh,
some.
give it a name.
Yep.
Give it a name, honey.
Yep. Um, when you name something, you're like
Well, I
when you
mean, that's what
name
Adam did, right?
what say again? Yeah. When you name something, you give that something an identity,
Yep.
and there's a power, like there's a huge power behind it. Having that identity, man. Um, and that's important. Like people really need that identity to like create a community. Oh, I'm a part of this, that type of thing.
Yeah.
That's huge.
And we had fun playing with. Oh, I was supposed to practice my beehive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm going to work on that next week.
Remember, so Taylor Swift has these people who are her she her
Swifties.
thank you. Her community is called Swifties, and then you have Beyonce, and her community is called Beehive. So there you go, some
You know,
identities and stuff.
I consider myself as identifying as a as a beehive.
Beehive.
I hope I don't have to do surgery for that.
I hope not,
I think I
because
may
that's
have to
just
call it
painful.
short just before that.
Yep. And the other thing is you don't necessarily want. So if you're bringing your people together through stuff, you want to also bring them together in person, if you
Hmm.
can.
Yep.
Sometimes that's hard to do, but you can do that at like trade shows. That's generally pretty easy. That part can be pretty easy, um, because it's all already there, and your audience is already going to be at that trade show, hopefully, and so you can bring them together there and like pull, yeah, have them get to know each other.
Right. Get to know each other. Love on each
Yeah,
other. Be happy.
be happy.
Kuna Matata. That's different. Sorry, sidetrack. All
Hakuna
right. Well, I
Matata.
mean, tell me more about that. Right? How do you get people together? Say say something we could like nothing something neither of us ever thought of doing. Say we wanted to make like Elon Musk. Like say we wanted to make a colony on what's the gas? What's the planet that's all gas now? Jupiter.
Yeah.
So say we want to make a colony on Jupiter.
Okay.
What do we do? How do we get people together? So if they're going, I'm sorry, that's just being dark. If they're going to if they're going to Jupiter anyways to colonize it, right?
Okay.
Does it matter if they get there? Or
Yes, Phil. We want people to live.
yeah, but I mean, as soon as they try to colonize, they're going to die.
Wow, this went morbid really fast.
So, like, if a tree falls in the woods, right? Is it the same thing
What?
in the atmosphere, or in Earth's atmosphere, or the Jupiter's atmosphere? Does it matter?
Okay, long and short of it is you're trying to get people together who are interested in colonization. How do you bring them together? Right? That's what you're
Yes.
asking?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Before my
We're
mind went where it
jumping.
goes.
Oh my gosh. Anyway.
Bring that one back home.
Yep. Well, you need to pick a location. If you want to do this all on your own, you need to pick a location. And I would say like any location that has to do with astronomy. So like in the DC area, the Air and Space Museums would be fantastic to do. But a lot of those museums and stuff have conferences and things like that are going on.
There it is. Solve that problem. All right, next section.
Moving on. What is that? All right. So, like, we talk about bringing people together. Yeah. Whatever. Moving on. Oh, yeah. You want to shine a spotlight on them. And that's like the last thing that you do to create a community. So, like, let's say you've got a business community, a business coaching community, and you're trying to, yeah, I'm forgetting, like, I'm blanking. Well, anyway, you've got a coaching community, and you're helping everybody get to know things and grow their businesses and stuff.
Yeah,
Well,
pass them the ball.
Yeah, when you get them, what you want to do basically is give them the opportunity, or when someone is doing well within the business, that community. So say they make a massive sale or they make their very first sale in that community, you want to highlight that. You want to share with the entire community what they did and what happened. You want to say, hey, this person just made this sale. They did that. And it's kind of cool. Like, you don't necessarily, you want to share it within the community, but you also want to share it publicly as well. Because when you start, because people love praise, people love to be acknowledged, and they love to be recognized for the things that they are proud of as well. So if someone is proud of making their first sale within the business community, they're going to be proud. When they get the spotlight shined on them for that, they're going to become even more proud, and they're going to be like, "Oh my gosh, thank you for boosting my
Confidence
image,"
or whatever.
whatever you want to call it. Yeah,
Well, it's more than that, because when you let people shine,
yeah,
right, you show the world that there's a person just like this, and there's going to be a group of people just like them.
yeah.
That say, "Okay, cool, they did it. I can do it too," and that's inspiring.
It is.
Even if they don't do it like with you, it's still motivational to people. It's still raising humanity. I think it's a beautiful thing.
Yep.